Hello, this is Rajith again at One Illumined Heart, and I want to welcome you to the video that I'm doing on what it is like for human beings to link up each of their 17 chakras to the new frequency Earth. I call it the 5D web that was created in full and completed on July 22nd of 2021. Don't mind me, I'm in probably multiple places at the same time. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about that. In my last video that I just did on where I've been for the last year, there's been a lot of personal work that I've been doing to get myself ready for more of this new earth energy that we are all experiencing. And we can see this with the changes in the Schumann resonance, the impact of solar flares on our bodies, how it's affecting the planet energy, as well as how it's affecting our own personal bodies. So a lot of people have been calling me and asking about why is their body in so much pain? Why do they have energy for a few days and then fall flat? What is the reason that their emotional body feels like a roller coaster, where all of a sudden, for no reason that is explicable in terms of what's going on in their current life, are they feeling depressed or are having emotional highs and lows, like they'll be ecstatic, and or the opposite, feel like they're at the bottom of the dumps. Some people have visions and memories of other lives in which things have been pretty brutal and gruesome for them, or they witnessed it. All of these things are coming up for people in the last few years who've been doing this personal work of moving up in their spiritual frequency and getting their bodies up to a higher level of a crystal body, so that we become more and more in tune with the new earth and in alignment with our own higher self and our own new destiny that we're all busy creating right now. So for many people, they will get hit with an energy and all of a sudden move into a depression and not know why. Their bodies will ache. So just know that as we move up, we have 17 chakras. We have our root chakra, our sacral chakra, which is the second, our solar plexus, which is the third, our heart chakra, which is the fourth, our throat chakra, which is the fifth, our sixth chakra, which is our pituitary area, and then the seventh, which is the pineal gland, which begins the etheric or astral chakras. So from there, chakra number 7 through 12 is in the astral field. Chakra number 13 through 18 is in the causal field, and the 18th is our oversoul, and we don't mess with that. We just get to move through the 17 chakras that are connected in our consciousness to whatever earth energy that we are linked to. So because the new earth is here and the old 3D earth is falling away, and all things that used to be in these old systems are needing to be changed, that because of this new frequency of greater love, connection, oneness, and commitment to greater compassion and working together to heal one another as well as to heal our planet. So as we move, each chakra has issues from other lifetimes that sometimes we haven't cleared out yet. Or if we've been doing the forgiveness work and clearing them out in that way, neutralizing all those past lives and experiences, sometimes we haven't finished clearing out the emotional debris of the trauma that was left from multiple lifetimes in one or more chakras. Sometimes all 17 of our chakras are connected to massive trauma in other lifetimes. It depends on how high a frequency of consciousness that we were in those bodies that are connected to those traumas as to whether or not we have healed them or not. So I noticed that for myself, and I'll use myself as an example, and some people that I've been doing a lot of work with, that when we link up chakra by chakra up to the new 5D web, we have to dump all the trauma and even the mental states of being and the spiritual trauma. It has to be released from our system at least at 80%, so that no chakra is carrying more than 20% trauma into the new frequency of the new earth. So just as a reminder, you can go back into my videos to see what I have been talking about in terms of that. So the 3D earth was 80% darkness and 20% light. Most of you who've been following me already know that. And that the new earth is shifted to 70% light and 30% darkness. That's a ginormous shift. So our embodiment can't take the old trauma with us from our 3D life memories, past lives, including the lineage from our parents that we have, that we're carrying in these bodies. That all needs to be cleared out also. So all of whatever it is that we're carrying needs to be cleared out at 80% as we move forward. So those of us who've already been doing this work consciously and have been doing our conscious clearing of past lives and our lineage stuff, and then allowing these emotional and mental and physical memories and traumas to be released, it takes time, it takes energy. Sometimes many of us have been in bed. Actually, most everybody I know, they'll be all of a sudden fine one day, and the next day they wake up and they're like, oh, there's something really off. I know that for myself, sometimes I'll just feel myself disappear. Other people have said the same thing, that they feel themselves disappear, and then it's like they have to just go lie down because there is nothing else. I've had that happen when I've been driving. I try to ask ahead of time, am I going to be okay to drive today? Is today an okay to be doing errands and running around or whatever my destination might be? Sometimes I get a yes, sometimes I get a no. Sometimes I get a yes, and then all of a sudden, later in the day, when I should have stopped to meditate and take a break, and I hadn't, all of a sudden I'll get this extraordinary dizziness. And like I am laid flat. I have to be either, if I'm out, I'm in my car, and I put myself in a safe place, and I just meditate until whatever it is moving. Unfortunately, my son, where I'm temporarily staying, has had to witness, and his wife, me being in bed sometimes 2 or 3 days at a clip, where I just barely can make it down, up and down the stairs to get something to eat, maybe once a day, sometimes twice, and then go back to bed. It's like I am so exhausted, and there's so much moving. The good part is that in all this movement, I am very much taken care of by the divine. I can feel my spiritual teacher with me. I can feel the angels with me, holding me, loving me, and supporting me on this journey of deep, deep, deep cellular releases. And sometimes there's lots of crying and sobbing and grief. Sometimes there's giggles. Sometimes I smile with just so much gratitude and joy. So it's a gamut. I just talked to one of my people in my group who's a very dear friend of many years, and I had let her know earlier this last week that she was going to have 3 very uncomfortable days because she was linking up her last chakra, the number 17, to the web and to the new web. And she said it started on the evening of the 4th, and it's absolutely been the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Today is the 8th. She said she feels about 70% better than she had been, but that she said that her bones felt like they were on fire. I can commiserate. I've had that now off and on for 3 years. and that there was a weakness and exhaustion, some nausea, a lot of grief that just felt like it just came up out of nowhere. And that's because it's what's sitting in our cells, in our memories. It is here. We can't be in denial of it. It has to be released. So just know that as you're doing this fabulous work of growing and releasing, it takes energy. And sometimes if you're in this process and you're not quite sure where you are in the process, because it has to do with your frequency and the level of crystal body that you're carrying, for you to be able to link up higher and higher to this fifth dimensional web. So the higher chakras require you to have a higher level of crystal body. Higher levels of crystal body are accrued by being primarily on a vegetarian or vegan diet, either one. There are some people who have to have a little bit of fish or meat in their diet. I have a couple of clients who have to have either fish or meat at least 4 or 5 times a week just to keep themselves stable, because that's what their bodies need. But the majority of us can handle being a vegetarians or vegan. So vegetarians do not eat eggs but do eat cheese. Eggs are kind of off limits off of this until you do your, of course, if you're in transition, do your transition of releasing them from your life. But eventually that's what needs to happen. Um, and and then there are people in transition going from a meat diet toward a vegetarian diet. So then they start releasing whatever, levels of with comfort and their body making the transition so it doesn't move into shock. Some people I know have just been able to just go, boom, I'm going to be a vegetarian and I'm okay, and they have no problem with it. Other people do. Other people can't tolerate dairy, and so they have to go vegan. And so that for some people is a really, really, really huge shift. So do what you need to do to get the support and help and knowledge and wisdom of how to do those changes, making sure that you get the vitamins and minerals that you need and enough protein, making sure that you get your B12 in an extra vitamin source, and that you get your vitamin D3. And it does not have to be from fish oil. There are vegetarian sources for vitamin D3 because I use them myself. Make sure you get enough brain food by doing omega-3s, making sure that you get that either through, if you're still eating fish, through some fish oil, or you can get vegetarian sources of omega-3s like flax seeds and chia seeds. Walnuts also have some. So you want to be using more flax and chia seeds ground up, or getting the oils and taking it. Make sure that when you use them in smoothies that you do not put them in the blender, the oils in the blender, because you end up with a smoothie that tastes like mayonnaise because it becomes hydrogenated. So you want to do your smoothies first, and if you use the oil, just stir it in afterwards to make sure that you get enough omega-3s to keep your balance of your brain going, and it keeps healthy. Let me just see what else. So every chakra has its own memories of what needs to go. So like, there are some people who have had in other lifetimes, including myself, lots of survival issues, been raped and gang raped. So a lot of first and second chakra trauma, grief, rage of having been abused, or in your ancestral lineage that people in your family have been abused, and it's registered in your first and second chakra. Okay. Heavy judgment that we carry in our third chakra needs to be released. Heart blocks need to be released. So wherever it is, I had one person who ended up with laryngitis and a staph infection, strep infection, I should say, with the laryngitis. So she had been killed for telling the truth in a whole lot of lifetimes, been tortured and then murdered. And so for her, the fear of speaking her truth and being out there was like full of terror. And so when this fifth chakra had to link up to the 5D web, it was terrifying for her. So just know that each chakra has an energy and memories with it. And if you need support, there are lots of people who can give you support with this. If you want to contact me to know what in the world is moving in your life, feel free to call me. I do charge for my sessions, but I'm not outrageously expensive, and I work with people to see what it is that they need and how I can serve them. I'm just trying to remember what else to tell you. So there are 17 chakras, so there are 17 times that you, sometimes for some people, the first three aren't a big deal, but most people it is a big deal because there is so much memory there from other lifetimes. All right, you can call and get a hold of me on my Facebook page, One Illumined Heart. It's a business Facebook page. You can also get a hold of me on my email, which is info@oneilluminedheart.com, and that's OneILLUMINED heart.com. So I will be looking for messages from people and seeing how it is I can help you. All right, take care. Many blessings. I hope this helps you on your journey of lifting up into this higher frequency. I hope you choose to figure out how to connect, whether you do it by projection or a physical experience of moving into one of the love vortexes before August the 13th. Be a blessing to yourself and the planet and do this. All right, take care and God bless all of you. Bye-bye.